Ralston High, man. This man is, man, the man is dangerous. The way the man break it down, man, I say, yo, there's no arguing with this man, bro. Because we are looking at the recession right now, people. We are looking at the recession right now. But you see, now this part now, I go down. I want a specific point more want to share with them in this one. And we are going to get to it. Because Ralston says something where it blew, me I tell you say, it going to blow the mind, but you don't have to think about it.
But Ralston, we spoke about this last week, Saturday morning.
It reminds you of the movie Economic Hitman. You know, so I have to go find a movie there.
As well. The fact that in 2016, Jamaica's debt was $2 trillion. Presently, we are at $2.3 trillion. Explain that to my listeners, because you agreed earlier that this present administration is paying the debt faster than we should be paying more on the debt than we should be paying. How though we are owing more than we were owing when this GLP administration took office?
Because he's borrowing more at the same time. That's a con that people don't know. Last year we borrowed $139 billion. This year we're borrowing $260 billion.
Disappear from.
Hey, may I tell you say, the ads they come in right time, because rewind, just not rewind that, you know, because you see, that right there so is key when just say a while ago. Listen this again.
More at the same time.
Listen this again.
How though we are owing more than we were owing when this GLP administration took office?
Because he's borrowing more at the same time. That's a con that people don't know. Last year we borrowed $139 billion. This year we're borrowing $260 billion.
Mighty God of Daniel. People don't hear that? Don't hear that? Side, no sir. We not think gonna hear that. We not think gonna hear that.
Listeners, because you agreed earlier that this present administration is paying the debt faster than we should be paying more on the debt than we should be paying. How though we are owing more than we were owing when this GLP administration took office?
Because he's borrowing more at the same time. That's a con that people don't know. Last year we borrowed $139 billion. This year we're borrowing $260 billion.
139 minus 260. Wanna do it maths, people? Do it maths faster for me. Me know say more than double that.
Last year we borrowed $139 billion. This year we're borrowing $260 billion.
$121 billion. Eh? Box cover. Virgin, the man they shot $11 billion, you know. For double, you know. The amount of them borrowing, you know. According to the data, you know. Ralston I put forth there saying on a show, you know.
So these arguments that them come out and say, we're building the perimeter road in Montego Bay and we never borrow a cent. We buy 100 buses and we never borrow a cent.
Remember, you know, the revenues for the budget is only $1 trillion and the budget is $1.38 trillion. Of that $1.38 trillion, they are borrowing $260 billion.
People, let me play that back again. These are teachable moments. Listen what the man say.
Is only $1 trillion and the budget is $1.38 trillion.
So the budget is $1 trillion. But the budget gone over the trillion and gone at 1.3 trillion. Hello? 1.3 trillion, you know. Hey, yo, listen to that again. Listen to that again.
The revenues for the budget is only $1 trillion, and the budget is $1.38 trillion. Of that $1.38 trillion,
The revenue is a trillion and the budget is 1.3 trillion.
$1 trillion, and the budget is $1.38 trillion. Of that $1.38 trillion, they are borrowing $260 billion.
Wow. So the added 3 trillion, right? The money them borrow 260 billion. Oh my god, bro.
So they're almost borrowing the 0.3.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they might not borrow directly to buy the buses.
Remember say 0.3 of a trillion is 300 billion, you know. And remember, man say 260 billion them a borrow out of 300 billion, you know. Right? That are almost 80% of the 300. Yo, John, brother. Yo, the man them tricky people, you know, brother. People now listen to this. Me say when me hear this, me say no, I have to come share this, you know. I know some I saw me, I take my time and I break it down, say baby can't understand. Listen what the man I say. Eh?
But they're borrowing to fund the budget.
And the money for the bus is coming out of the budget.
Correct. Simple.
So hold on. So it's a big con business going around here.
Con man them, brother.
Man. And that's why people must follow the figures. The finances for the budget is $1 trillion in taxes, $260 billion in borrowing, $4.6 billion in grants, and the transfer of $887 million from the Capital Development Fund. That's how the budget is going to be funded.
Might. Yeah, the man broke that down.
Is that true?
Yeah, this a part.
Well, no new taxes in the sense that they have named a new category of tax. And that is what is confusing the people, but they are collecting more. Because every time when you have a consumption tax, every time people buy something, as the price of that thing goes up, it means that you pay more taxes. So when something is for $100 and you pay the tax on it, you pay $15. When it moves to $200, you pay $30 in taxes. So they are guaranteed to collect more taxes without naming a new category of taxes, and that is how they con the people. So they have named a new category of taxes, but they are collecting more taxes.
Emotional damage.
People, me know so no feel away. No found the labor right where they are a cap for the man them and I just regurgitate and speak the same thing on the ear them I say. Go look for the facts. The fact of the matter is the statement where they make about no new taxes is a con man statement, brother. We appear more. They are collecting more taxes because of inflation. All of the prices of the goods them gone up. Don't watch the facts say. You have to watch percentage. Percentage is an extremely funny thing, right? So, say for instance, you come and you want to rent my house. I'm gonna say to you, say, listen. You're gonna pay me 40% of your pay. That is the rent value that you're going to pay. Now, this would never happen, and I'm just giving you an example. Nobody would ever say, give me 40% of your pay unless you had good pay. But anyway, so say for instance, you earn $100,000 a month. 40% of $100,000 would be $40,000. If you are now making $1 million, wherever you're renting, you will now have to pay $400,000 because 40% of $1 million is $400,000. It's the same thing with the taxes, right? The item no longer costs $1,000, now it costs $100,000. So it 10% out of the $100,000 now become $10,000, which when I pay 10% of $1,000, only $100 come out of that. But $100,000 and $10,000 come out of that. So you see how you pay more taxes, Jamaica? That's what the man just explained a while ago. Open to get it.
Compare Jamaicans, how we are taxed compared to other countries like us around the world.
Well, 30% of GDP is one of the highest in Latin America and the Caribbean, and it's comparable to the European Union, where people see what they get for their taxes. Good hospitals, nuclear bunkers.
Hold on.
Wait.
Slow down. You are saying that Jamaicans, we are taxed 30%
of GDP. One of the highest tax rates in Latin America and the Caribbean.
How much is American tax?
Well, America is about 25% of GDP. In the Scandinavian countries, them touch up the 30%.
So this and listeners and viewers, the Scandinavian countries are countries like them European countries,
Denmark,
Sweden,
and all of them places.
Big up, Scott.
But in those countries, you get free health care. Proper free health care, not free health care like Jamaica. Them have nuclear bunker we can take in the entire country. If a nuclear bomb is supposed to be dropped, they will be secured. They have proper roads. They have free education up to the tertiary level.
Yeah, man.
But you are saying in Latin America and the Caribbean, Jamaica is the most taxed country?
Yeah, man, we have one of the highest rates, and I'm saying our rates are comparable to the European Union, where their rates are upwards of 30.
So people, what the man are explaining now, I don't know if you don't understand the nature of how this is bad, you know. See, I mean, if you tell me, say, we are get taxed the level where countries we are get free education, free healthcare, proper healthcare, standard, high level healthcare. We are being taxed to that level, right? But we're not getting those benefits. As a matter of fact, all those things are opposite. Infrastructure has gone to hell. High inflation, poor medical. Mighty God of Daniel. No, sir. And the man that talk about nuclear bunker, Jamaica then at the middle of World War III. Pending. I wonder if the where bunker there? Yo, this crazy, man.
To 34, 35. So that's who we are keeping company with in terms of taxes, but in terms of the services that the people are getting, we are way below. So we get the taxes, and we use the taxes and pay the debt, and not spend none upon the people.
So, to make it worse, we are paying high taxes, not getting the services that other countries would get that is paying those same level of taxes, which is the people not getting those services. And then the last part, which is significant.
Keeping company with in terms of taxes, but in terms of the services that the people are getting, we are way below. So we get the taxes, and we use the taxes and pay the debt, and not spend none upon the people.
Okay, so we are get high taxed, inflation, all of that. Now get the services where other countries would get with that type of taxation, and then they are focusing on paying off the debt, which is not really going down. Oh my God, we are in a cycle of pure madness with this government economically. People, una hear this? What Chelsea walk on? No, sir. Scott, big up. No, sir.
Let me welcome back the listeners on Styles FM. Number one financial analyst in Jamaica.
And big up Esther Dwyer. Cause she did over there, you know. See her name up on the top there, so. She drop a comment. She said, Ralston is always on point. Only blind and deaf economy. Only blind and deaf to economy. Them umbilical connected. They cannot think, see or hear politically blind. Okay. I understand what she has said. Only people who are blind and deaf to economy are them die-hearted this and die-hearted that. why them can't see where Ralston talk about and see the logics in the data we must show. Me understand what she said. Big up Esther. Laura Wagwan, good morning.
And anywhere in the Caribbean. Somebody sent me a message earlier that they would love to see a one-on-one with you and the Prime Minister. I want to tell them that I am sure.
We invite him a whole time and get turn up.
And him not going to turn up.
No, with the whoop and whoop, we invite him and tell him so we give him the whole program. I'm not coming. No, come on.
And you doubt Favor going to come?
No, instead I got him send Marlon Morgan to come tell the people and said, hold on and follow Ralston.
Embarrassing.
He needs some milk.
That is funny, honey. That's funny.
Shots fired off of Marlon Morgan, yeah, man.
Well, finally, I want to say to the people of Jamaica, we're at a tipping point. One of the things that Richard Pandoy, the CEO of Seprod, said to me today, that he can't understand why everybody's so silent and why the people are so silent and I take all of this problem. And that's why we're saying, we want the people of Jamaica to wise up and rise up and make the man them know. So we know that we are in a crisis and we're not tolerating those things anymore.
Wanna hear that?
But why shouldn't we?
That's the point.
Why shouldn't we when you told us from earlier this?
Exactly. Them say, Marlon Morgan say, oh, una listen to Ralston. Una listen to Ralston for. Because the man on point and the man accurate to the information. And him been a tell the people him long time about what go on right now from last year. And the right man for listen to. What you mean? People like and share the video, you know. Don't keep it to yourself here. Exactly. If we love Jamaica, you have to be truthful and forget about the politics. It divides us. Thank you. Thank you. Scott, I totally agree.
This year, that are from last year, that the policy, because you told Nigel Clark to him face that the policies are bad policies.
Bad policies. Yeah,
and here we are now. Ralston,
Yep.
you remember 2016 when they said that they were going to increase the income tax threshold to 1.5 revenue neutral?
Yeah, man.
What did you tell them?
And I told them that didn't make any sense. It is going to cost 32 billion in taxes and it is going to slow down the economy. They told the people that, including Savon Williams, Arbin Hill, that it wouldn't cost anything and that it would lead to 5 in 4. Here we are now after 9 years. We have minus 2.8 in 9 years.
So we're almost going to minus 5 in 9 years.
You're right. That's the point I'm making. As I just told you, America's tax GDP ratio is 25.2%.
How we going to work this out, Ralston? How we going to come out of this now? All right, you use the figures, you use the data and tell us that, listen, the hurricane has come. The hurricane is here. How we going to get out of it?
Well, first thing that we need to do, that is why I say I'm leading this campaign, we need to get the banks to bring the interest rates down.
1.
That's the first thing. That's 1.
Yeah.
2, we need to slow down the pace of debt reduction, pay the debt as programmed.
So, bricks, Ralston, bricks. So with these 10 quarters of deceleration and 2 quarters of minus growth, we are still paying more on the debt that we need to?
Yeah, man, I'm still doing it. That's the point I'm making. I just gave you the numbers. Up until September, they were doing the same thing.
And nobody will talk to you.
They want to reach 60 but before time. Yeah.
But when we reach the 60, Ralston, what going to happen more than we can get more money for borrow?
Everything mash up. And we have to go back and borrow money in order to fix the place. So the debt in absolute terms not coming down.
So basically, Andrew Holness and Nigel Clark have been working backwards with the economy, ladies and gentlemen. And the man I won since last year. Since last year, and now we are in what? A crisis economically right now. We are going into a massive recession. People, On the clutch on the money. On the notice say, when you got ATM, them have problem at ATM. When him say the bank, are all money, him not lying. When you go to MoneyGram, when you notice you don't have problem at them place there, they might try offer you one card so you can go to the bank or the ATM to go draw the money. Now if you go to the ATM and you don't see the money, what you gonna do? You just come from the what you call it? You just come from MoneyGram or wherever, right? And them will give you a Alaska card. So them don't have no cash. Somebody is controlling the flow of the cash. Ladies, this is all being done on purpose. The other day, I go there for go collect 100 US. Me say, I have to tell the people, them say, you don't notice what going on. This thing is being done on purpose. They must squeeze with balls, so to speak. These people are wicked. I know they were trying to usher in a digital system. It's all a part of the plot. Wanna wake up, people. Wanna wake up. Be a problem in ATM, them a give. People that lose their money out of accounts in certain banks, which I will not name. Be a scamming a go on. Zine. I say, what?
We still gonna leave the next generation with a bag of debt and under-educate them and give them less road for work with, less bridge for work with, less everything.
Wanna hear that? The youth them when born yet, in a debt, and I got in a more debt, because we are the one that drive the economy down in the hell, Carita B said that's why Andrew sent Clark to the IMF to cover his dirty way. Listen to me, as far as me concerned, all of those overseas government, those overseas entities like the one we just mentioned and others, they are a part of the plot as far as I am concerned. That is what I believe. I believe they are all in on it. Yes, that's what I believe. I don't trust them.
So you told us about the banks bringing down interest rate.
Right. And we need the government to pay the debtors program for and stop running down very fast to go to 60% so that them can spend more resources on the country's infrastructure. We talked to Julian about it. We need a procurement process to fix because the excuse with them use that them can't spend the capital budget is because of procurement difficulties. So we need urgently to revise the procurement process to make it easier for the government. Take away that excuse from them. Say, boy, the reason why we can't spend the money is because of procurement. So the Minister of Finance had procurement in his office. Yet him come to the Parliament and say, I can't spend the capital budget because of the procurement difficulties. And
they have been using that as an excuse. He's absolutely right. They have been doing it. People like and share the video, like and share.
Procurement process to make it easier for the government. Take away that excuse from them. Say, boy, the reason why we can't spend the money is because of procurement. So the Minister of Finance had procurement in his office. Yet him come to the Parliament and say, I can't spend the capital budget because of the procurement difficulties. And him run away and leave it. So somebody else have to fix that. So
but how many years in a row they couldn't spend the capital budget? It's not just one.
No, 5 straight years.
And then you're still going higher every year and you can't spend it. You couldn't spend less or you're going to spend more.
Right, and then they run around and fix it. So somebody else have to fix it. So 3 urgent things. That the interest rates have to come down, the government have to start spending more on capital, and the procurement process have to fix so that they can start spending more on capital. And then now there has to be a focus on the massive training program for those who are in the labor force and those who are outside of the labor force to raise productivity. The creative industries have to be more integrated with the tourism sector, the agricultural sector, the manufacturing sector. Those are some of the things, urgent things that we have to do.
You know, you mentioned the creative industry, and I went to one of those all-inclusive hotels for the weekend. My mother's birthday was on Sunday.
Winnie, what go
And
on? Ingrid, big
it
up.
was what? Friday night we went to see some of the entertainment. And most of the entertainers were not from Jamaica.
No, from foreign. We know.
Emotional damage.
Something not right, my wisdom warriors. Something is not right. Tell about them.
All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take
It
it the
was
wrong
on
way.
Sunday. And it was what? Friday night we went to see some of the entertainment. And most of the entertainers were not from Jamaica.
No, from foreign. We know that. Yeah. We know that.
What can go so? What can go so?
Alright, so let me get this straight. So, Jamaicans don't own the hotel then. Check. The money that is made from the hotels goes into offshore accounts outside of Jamaica, which include US dollars. Check. The people that work in the hotel, which is not all Jamaicans, the few that do work there that are Jamaicans, are severely underpaid, overworked, misused and abused, and all of that. And the next thing is the area where you would think that Jamaicans would be the only ones, or the majority, like 99% of the people working in that area should be Jamaican. You would think it would be in the area of entertainment. You're telling me that a pure foreigner entertain the man in our own country? We have so much talented youth. We have so much talented groups out there. Yo, this is ridiculous. Me can't believe what me are hearing now. Backside. No, sir.
And it was what? Friday night we went to see some of the entertainment. And most of the entertainers were not from Jamaica.
No, from foreign. We know that. Yeah. We know that.
They were not from Jamaica. When I stopped one of them, said, "No, speak English." I was like,
Yeah,
"Oh."
No
We know
speaking.
that.
So them not even language compatible.
Yep.
But
That.
tourism also, Ralston, one of our main.
Oh, and the next point too. The man named actually Angela Thomas, big up. No, Jesus Christ. And nobody at the craft vendor then come out. So it's like them a push out the Jamaican them out of tourism completely. We the regular people them, the native people them of the land. So this golden goose, this golden egg, this golden goose, which is tourism, and them fi make all our money. So in everywhere them a show out we. Alright, me I tell you to blouse and skirt.
Foreign exchange earner.
And guess what? The government is not protecting the people. And the government responsibility for make them. Hey, I'm gonna tell you one good example. You see the Prime Minister down do one video feed. You have one Prime Minister there. If you remember all the man, the name in the man exposed sandals in the man. Wicked, you know. You don't know me I talk, no. No, so don't know me I talk, man. I go find it still. Internet, rub out the bad man out there and make me something play. Come on, man. Bigger than that. I need no freeze vibes right now. Thing get serious.
And we hear the
Alright.
talk, how well tourism is doing. But I was
Gotcha.
reading an article this morning with Little Barbados. Saturday alone, Barbados welcome over 8,000 visitors.
Wow.
2,500 of them were sea to air. They're coming by air, ear to sea, coming by air, and we're taking a cruise ship. The other 5,500 were stopover. Now, we might say we might get more than that in one day, but look at the size of Barbados.
Yeah, man. The size of a parish. Higher levels of intelligence, better infrastructure, greater levels of integration, and all of those things.
Damn shame.
With a debt to GDP ratio of 107%. So if the debt to GDP ratio make you rich, then Jamaica are one of the richest countries. Instead, we are one of the poorest countries in the Caribbean apart from Haiti. Only 18 in the Caribbean have a lower debt to GDP ratio than Jamaica. And we are the two poorest countries in the Caribbean.
And only 80 is suffering more than us.
Yeah, precisely.
Only
criminality,
80
poverty, everything, yeah.
is growing slower than us. Ralston, the poverty rate was what in 2016?
12.6.
12.6% in 2016. What is the poverty rate now?
In 2021, it was 22.
2021. But where is it now in 2024?
People, me go show on say Andrew Onis and the government can fight for we and protect we from what go on in the tourism industry.
Who have school fees? How are they going to pay the school fees? Public interest. Not only are they living from paycheck to paycheck, the money so small they can't even meet individuals at the low echelons of the industry. They don't have the money to save. They're living hand to mouth. And the truth is, Mr. Speaker, not only are they living from paycheck to paycheck, the money so small they can't even meet the obligations. And when you deprive them of that check for 5 months, how are they going to survive? Those who have mortgages, how are they going to pay the mortgages? Those who have car loans, how are they going to meet their obligations? Those who have school fees, how are they going to pay their school fees? Public interest. Mr. Speaker, as a government, we have to protect the citizenry against the excesses of investors. Pay the school fees. Public interest. Mr. Speaker, as a government, we have to protect the citizenry against the excesses of investors. Public interest. Mr. Speaker, as a government, we have to protect the citizenry against the excesses of investors. And I will speak specifically to the issue of sandals and the relationship with the government of Antigua and Barbuda and even other governments in the Caribbean.
People, wanna hear one real leader? Wanna hear one real leader? Wanna hear one real leader? That is a real leader. You hear what they say? It is the responsibility of the government to protect the citizens of them country. What is Andrew Onis' excuse, people? What is Nigel Clark excuse? What is the JLP, the Jamaica Lawless Party excuse? For not protect the people in the tourism industry. Where the hell we have people are come from overseas, I come do entertainment in Jamaica where have so much youth and talented and can dance and them something there. What? Next thing we're gonna see, a Chinese are on craft market, you know watch. You know see the Chinese them on the road in a Christmas here. In the street like the Jamaican people them. You know see that? With them think pan ground same way. Down to the Chinese them are showing us say things. The economy not good. You don't see that? Hey, you can't stay there. But you know, die at this and die at that and now look on the facts of the matter. Jamaica run into ruin under this government here. Tell me, I tell you that. No joke about it. Sorry about that. come through internet. Can you imagine, man?
Well, we haven't seen lately because what happens a lot. The survey of living conditions take 2 years to come out. It's like a history lesson. So, yeah. So we are supposed to be below that right now.
So why take so long to come out?
That is what we're saying. We need to get the survey of living conditions out faster. Yeah.
What happened to the census, Ralston?
Well, that's where I'm going. We need to improve our statistical collection because even the census, what we do every 10 years. The minister run away without completing the census.
I start asking one new question. What has the Jamaica Labour Party done right in Jamaica? What them do? What them do right? What them implement? What policy? What school them bill? What them do? Brace for the recession. It's coming, Colonel Anthony, definitely. And it's gonna be massive. What have they done? See, you tell me say Nigel Clark couldn't even complete one census. For they know how much people there in Jamaica. Who not hear this? Box cover.
That's where I'm going. We need to improve our statistical collection because even the census, what we do every 10 years. The minister run away without completing the census.
Man left an incomplete job and the man them a come talk about said the man are the best thing since sliced bread.
When will that census be completed?
Well, nobody knows.
Is it a failure on the government why the census has not been completed?
Most certainly, failure on the Minister of Finance because the Statistical Institute which conducts the census falls under his portfolio and they contend that they never got enough resources from him to deal with census. So clearly he never saw it as something that was important. The only thing that is important to him is debt to GDP.
But it's the first in my lifetime because as a youth I grew up, my mother, my auntie them used to be a part of the census. The census started when? And when it started? 2022 or 2023?
2022 it started.
It started 2022 and to date it has not been completed.
Yep.
You know, I was told from last year early. A brethren of mine came to me and said, Shaka, me I gotta tell you something, you know. I say what? The man say that census and how them do it, it will never be completed.
Yeah, man, it's true.
And I am seeing it now.
Yeah, man.
And
we have heard a word about it.
But what is the necessity of a population census?
You can't plan properly without a population census. You don't know how many people are in the country. You don't know where they are located. You don't know how many schools to build and where to build them. You don't know how many hospitals to build and where to build them. So you're operating in the dark.
People, the Jamaica Lawless Party don't know what them doing. What I say a while ago? They don't know what them are do. Them don't know. Jesus, sweet that trouble. Mighty God. Woo! We have faced one tsunami of a government. Come like them come for search and destroy, man. I want to me internet. I want to go on there, so. Oh, internet a drop so bad. No data. What? What do I say? No, zero. That don't look good. I don't even. You see me can't connect my phone to this car. I don't like what I go on there saying. I don't like what I go on there so. Hold on there, people. Cause me have my good Wi-Fi and I don't understand why this internet behave like this. Not supposed to have no issues. It's still a tell me no data. People not hear me? Vera, what go on?
So You would agree with me if I say what we are having in Jamaica is a set of analog politicians operating in a digital age.
Of course.
People wanna hear that? We have a set of analog politicians operating in our digital age. Something, right?
Something not right, my wisdom warriors. Something is not right. Tell about them.
Embarrassing.
He needs some milk.
A corrupt government cannot liberate the people. If the head of the stream is corrupt, the entire river will be also.
Mary White said many of our services have crumbled. Many private businesses have fallen in bankruptcy. The people are hungry. No sale, no employment, no one to help them. Why? Now, where me live, when me see happening at Christmas, and Ralston I gonna mention it in this. I believe my boy gonna mention it, Mr. Colin Bell. People don't notice so much vendor out there on the road. The people that go out in the street don't notice so much more vendor out there than people will actually buy. You don't notice that? Yeah, man, and then give themselves a 200 to 300% increase for their money where them get paid. And them do such a poor job and the economy is sinking. Hey, the man there, and the man, Andrew honestly have the audacity to come talk about the biggest money grab. And yo, the man talks on sitting about the PMP. Brother, the man is doing the same thing them and worse. We accuse the PMP of doing is in real time in a 4K doing the same thing them and worse. People ever do the work in East Kingston don't get PR now. It's a Christmas. Hey.
Of course.
How can we do? How can we continue this way?
We cannot continue this way. We're in a national crisis now with all the talk. If you look at what is happening in Christmas, one of the programs I'm doing for Friday is that I'm talking to the various sector leaders to tell me what is it that the Christmas shopping season told them about the country. We're in a crisis. No matter all the pretty talk, we're in a severe social and economic crisis in Jamaica at this time.
You know a song where the cost of living getting higher?
Yeah,
more
man.
sellers than buyers?
Buyers, of course.
That is what I am seeing now. When
Yeah,
I
man.
drove through Port Antonio about an hour and a half ago, every inch of the sidewalk was taken up with vendors.
Yeah, man, and nobody buying anything. The same thing is happening in Kingston right now. Same thing.
Where are we going to get the money from, Ralston, to grow the economy, to start production? Where the money will come from?
That is what I'm saying to you, that we need the banks to start lending more money. The banks sit on 1.79 trillion in deposits.
1.7, that's more than the budget.
Yeah, man, far more than the budget. $1.79 trillion. That's about 52% of GDP. That is the deposit that people save in the country right now. About 59 trillion in deposits.
1.7, that's more than the budget.
Yeah, man, far more than the budget, man. $1.79 trillion. That's about 52% of GDP. That's the deposit that people save in the country right now.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's one avenue. We need to get them to start lending more money. Secondly, there's also the stock market where investors can mobilize capital. But as long as interest rates are high, people don't go to the stock market. People go for fixed income. So they're going into the paper, the world for paper.
Don't Mike, you mean to tell me Diddy was touching on your leg while you was sitting right here on this couch? Trying to, but I seen it before. Diddy, get the hell out of the studio.
Lisa, subscribe to the channel.
Yeah, man. So we have to get those money to come back into the economy for productive activities. And we have to use more of our taxes for productive activities rather than just servicing debt and paying salaries. And then we have to mobilize international investments. You're not going to get the international investments with the high levels of criminality and the roads are in.
Wanna pay attention and listen to that part of people. See, man, I go drop a bombshell here now. The man I give you solutions, you know. But we need to get the thing back on track, you know. Listen, you know.
A state of emergency and no proper hospitals and untrained people. So we have to fix all those things so that we can get investments from domestic sources and from international sources.
Is it that the government has to also be deliberate about some of the things that we want to produce and helping people to get into this kind of production?
Yeah, man, we have to pick winners. All of the countries that are doing well pick winners. Why I think Biden's Inflation Reduction Act and CHIPS Act were about is to push investments in the areas that are beneficial to the country. You can't, the market, free market doesn't mean a fee for all, you know, everybody do what they want to do.
Right.
That is why you have governments, yeah.
So, it is the government responsibility, ladies and gentlemen, to push the areas of production that is going to maximize the economy's growth. Let me say that again. It is the government responsibility to push production in the areas, investment and production in the areas where it is going to facilitate the growth of the economy. What do I mean? Kimon Wagwan. Right? Him name Colin Anthony Bell. The YouTube show is them name Portland Spice TV. You can go look them up. So, say for instance, Jamaica food. Organic food is top tier. We need to have an organic brand of a branding of food for external for export. We need to brand our organic food. Fully organic. There is great value in selling fully organic food. I'm telling you. Jamaica should have its own water. What do I mean? Jamaica should have a brand of water that the government owns. You not hear me say? Jamaica should have a brand of water that the government owns. Right? And that the people of Jamaica that are from Jamaica, born in Jamaica, can actually buy shares in. I don't think y'all hear me though. What did I say a while ago? Backside. Yo, you know how much water there in Jamaica? And Jamaica don't have a water brand. Better about the government not own a water brand. You invest our same tax dollars to create it. That would mean you securing our water sources and not selling it to the Chinese. You don't hear me I say? People don't like and share the video. You don't make me know if I make sense or I make too much sense or I not make no sense. I play one audio make you hear from Instagram. Because me talk about the water thing, it come to me. You see billionaire them and the trillionaire them and the people them around the world. The Rothschilds and the Rock brothers. They meds different there. And them a deal with some things. But we leave one prayer and we leave one meds. Wanna listen to this?
Next crypto water is the next whatever, gold. Water. You've seen the movies with Mel Gibson, Mad Max. That's where we're headed. That's it. Money doesn't mean anything. Water. And I've got some really smart guys that I've known for 35, 40 years that have been buying up water rights around the world for 30 plus years. And now, and they're not for sale. Actually, you can produce oxygen. It's tougher to make water. You can make oxygen. The water rights, I mean, really smart guys have been buying, the families like the Rockefellers have been buying up water rights for 100 plus years. There's a reason why Ted Turner, I believe, is either the largest or the second largest landowner in the United States. He's not buying it for the land. He's buying it for the water rights. Why are people so stupid? Water is the next crypto. Water is the next whatever.
Emotional damage.
Oh, sorry about that. I was on mute. Me I say, me really need to do. Me need to open up my Patreon. Cause I see some things I really want to talk to you about. We can't really talk to you about on YouTube. People, you hear what the man say? That brother there one of the richest man in the world, you know. You hear what the man to the man do? Buy up water rights. The man them buy up land all over. You hear the man say how long the Rockefeller them buy water rights for? Over 100 years. Why they want to do that? The man say oxygen can't make water like that. You see type of level where them people are think pan. But we as black people they have fight on one another over some little thing and a kill off one another over some little thing. When they have a Rockefeller and them family where come together and the man them literally work to take over the world in a one serious way. Like buying up the water rights. Every one of them family insured. Every one of them family insured if anything happen to them. You know? You see the amount of money they make off of insurance, you go right back in their family pool, you know. Yo, may I tell you, say Sharon, them do things, them not innocent. We have to wake up as Jamaican and stop pre-PMP and JLP. And we have to keep them in check, but we have to understand what go on. You know what, which one of them in our power. Our responsibility. No for them a friend and they sit down and they yam and they talk and they ray. You see, you feel what me I say? And them in a them protected class. Right? Them in a them high class. Some of them look down upon we as Jamaican people. We are not educated enough. You need which link you need? For what? The video I just play a while ago? Hold on, if me I get it in the chat.
The government has to create the environment for the kind of production that they want.
Correct.
But what environment is
Water
this government
is the next
creating,
crypto.
Alson?
Well, we see the environment a whole lot of confusion and corruption and disinvestment. It's all there for us to see. The Christmas is a manifestation as to what is happening in the country. Corruption, mismanagement, disinvestment. Roads are emergency. People are afraid to drive on the roads.
I almost got arrested for using this brain trick to manifest a beach house in just 5 weeks, but it wasn't all.
Untrained labor force, full employment and poverty at the same time because the people are not properly trained. No investor.
Talk to me about that. The government has them put it up on a wall down a Belmont Road. 3.6% unemployment. And you are saying the country is in a recession, people don't have no money, and it's going to get worse, but we have the lowest.
Which is an aberration in economics, is voodoo economics. When you have 3.6% unemployment, everybody's supposed to be so rich that you are trying to slow down the economy. But
people don't hear that. Me telling you the context of everything, you know. The man say at a 3.6 unemployment rate, that being that low, the man say everybody in the country supposed to be living lavish. Carter George, organized crime, organized politics, organized religion, organized gambling. These are the four horsemen in Jamaica. Backside.
But the fact of the matter is that the people that are working, they are not doing the work that is adding any value. It's more like hustling.
Hey, good point, Scott. Look on the secret deal where they make with the juice company against the people. Talk truth, no man.
What kind of work the people are doing?
Well, we have 338,000 people that walk up and down and sell on the road and then send them at work. We have 260,000 people that are working at the Chinese wholesale and sell goods that are produced in China, not in Jamaica. We have about 200,000 people in agriculture using machetes and hoes and those things. That's where the people are. We have 150,000 people in the BPO sector and trying to sell all those high-rise buildings that can't sell. All of them empty. The whole thing is a joke.
How indebted are the Jamaican people?
Huh?
Listen
how
this.
indebted is the Jamaican
Listen
people?
to the how indebted we are. Listen.
Well, if you look at the debt of $2.3 trillion and divide it by the population of, say, usually 3 million people, which we don't know because there's no census. Yeah? Everybody was $766,666. Almost $1 million.
Everybody who almost $1 million.
Yeah.
All when you're just born and your uncle there for your mother breasts.
Precisely.
You who 700 million.
Yeah, man.
What can go so? What can go so? What can go so?
$6. Almost $1 million.
Everybody who almost $1 million.
Yeah.
All when you're just born and your uncle there for your mother breasts.
Precisely.
You who 700 million.
Yeah, man.
Ralston Iman.
People, me have to go calculate upon that one here. It's serious. Let's hear about them figures there. Let's hear about them figures there, cause this I get out of hand, you know.
Everybody was $766,666. Almost $1 million.
We could hear about them figures there. Come up again, my boss. Lick out bad man out there.
We have about 200,000 people in agriculture using machetes and hoes and those things. That's where the people are. We have 150,000 people in the BPO sector and trying to sell all those high-rise buildings that can't sell. All of them empty.
All right. So you see the economy thing. We don't talk about the job them down people. When the man explains is that the areas where the employment is, those people are way below the poverty line. You understand what I say? Man, we are chop this and chop all type of different type of job. Man, the store, them look at Chinese, them now make no money. Them barely a scrape. You understand? Oh, okay. Sharon, message me on WhatsApp and tell me if you send it to you. Remind me, yeah? Yeah, man. Message me on WhatsApp.
What is a joke?
How indebted are the Jamaican people?
Huh?
How indebted is the Jamaican people?
Well, if you look at the debt of $2.3 trillion and
$2.3 trillion. All right, my boss. People watch me now, you know. 2.3 trillion. As a matter of fact, no point now for today. 3 that are 2,300. $2 million, $2 billion. That is $2.3 trillion, guys. Wanna see it? That's a $2.3 trillion. Divide that by 3 million. 3 million people. Every Jamaican we live in Jamaica almost $1 million in a debt. All the one that were just born. Remember, say people die every day, you know. Wanna see that? How much Jamaicans owe $700,000 in their hand one time? How much Jamaicans save $700,000 at any point in time? How much? You know how much Jamaican have to keep partner just for sitting type of money there? Partner them have to keep. Yo, I tell you, say, brother, thing serious.
Divided by the population of, say, using 3 million people, which we don't know because there's no census. Yeah?
Hey, the man, they really mess with me stream, you know. I make you people and gone if you stream because they not see stream, could they? 200 odd people, oh, them there, I want to come back. Hey, them man mess with the stream, you're afraid.
Everybody wants $766,666. Almost $1 million.
Everybody who almost $1 million.
Yeah.
All when you're just born and your uncle they pay your mother breasts.
Precisely.
You owe 700 odd million.
No, more than to think about that. When you see how generational wickedness coming in, when the government not do the right thing for the people, them, you can't imagine a baby when I work it. Or that money there. You see them baby them where people have to borrow money to send them go to school. You see them baby them where have ambition to the point where them left out of high school and them want to go to college. And mommy and daddy, you know, them have to borrow student loan. So that borrow they where them a borrow. Them already did all that from them born at 18 years past, so the debt must gone up down. Cause interest gone upon it down. Yo, wanna see wickedness with the government? Wanna see it? Generational debt them a put the people in there. Mighty God. And them a get a 200 to 300% increase for them wages. But we have to pay for same way. And some of them are going like they not even want to pay them tax neither. Them property tax. Eh? Box cover.
Yeah.
Ralston Iman. I am of the firm belief that Jamaica can produce its way out of the dilemma that we are in.
Of course.
What is our trade deficit right now?
$3.8 billion for the first 8 months.
3.8 billion US dollar.
US dollars for the first 8 months. Mm-hmm.
So we have exported how much?
$1.19 billion and we imported $4.949 billion.
So there's a $3 billion gap.
$3.8 billion.
$3.8 billion, almost $4 billion gap between what we are selling and what we are buying. My people, simply put, you're earning $1,000 a week, but your expense is $5,000 for the week. You're out.
Wanna hear that? Simply put, blessings, Lennox, respect, whole heap of respect. Carter, big up. Hey, that Dorette Elliott, big up. You earn $1,000 a week, but the expense are $5,000 a week. People are rather that, you know. Jesus.
$4,000. And if we don't start earning, then the bank and Mr.
Joe more. That's why you can't get out of debt. So no matter how you service debt, you can't get out of debt because you consume more than you produce. You always have to borrow.
So why, Ralston, when we have $11.4 billion that we forward sell, it's not even our money, we forward sell it, 11.4 billion. And I said this to you, you must be tired of me, I said this to you. Why wasn't that money invested in some kind of production, some in agriculture, some in...
It tells you the government is not focused on production. The Prime Minister is focused on getting back into power. So it's party over country.
But
the Prime Minister is squandering the country's resources in order to get back into power.
But isn't that foolhardy, Ralston? Because had he put that into agriculture, wouldn't that do much more for him?
Of course.
Emotional damage.
Scott, they might interrupt my life. They are interrupting my life. But when I post the video, you won't see any glitches because I'm recording it. They've been attacking my page. That's why my numbers are down dramatically. You understand? But God is good. God is great. Right? We still persevere. Right? You guys can't hear me, man. What do you mean no audio? You don't hear me? Mic check 1 2 1 2. If you can't hear me, put a 1 in the chat, guys. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Alright, Ingrid, thank you. Every time you start listening to Bolo, you know, me I screenshot that. I am gonna screenshot that. Anytime I'm listening to Bolo, the internet start in trouble. Ladies and gentlemen, them have something called Pegasus here. Yeah, man, they have one technology when named Pegasus. Remember when the Prime Minister said they are tracking people? Yes. They have one thing named Pegasus. Yes, so me notice from a couple months ago. And the pastor did tell me say that got me, you know. Pastor Peter Chambers told me that I was going to get attacked by, you know, principalities from high places. You feel me I deal with? Because the way me I break down, apparently some people don't like how me I break down. I guess it a reach people in one way. You understand? I never understand the impact when me have until these things start to happen. You feel me I say? Every time I do my live, if I get numbers, they mess with my internet. Majority of the time. You understand? But we're gonna see more attacks coming into 2025, guys. It's just a part of the process. You get what I deal with? So, wanna take the thing them and make sure say wanna educate and share. And the mantra is still the same. Pray, repent. Right? Educate, prepare and educate. Pray, repent, prepare and educate. Because anything we do, God have in our center it. The powers them that be, if we hate God not their own way, if God not having angels them charged around us, we're gonna be lamb to the slaughter to what they're planning. You understand? Yeah. But let's continue. Because we are getting to the good part now. This is what them call the kicker.
Would you be able to be criticizing him now?
But what I must say is that will take too long and the elections are before that.
So here when Ralston say Andrew Holness government is prioritizing winning the election and not necessarily taking care of the country's affairs.
What can go so? What can go so? What can go so?
Alright? That the man said. Not my word.
Ralston,
and the elections are before that.
But Ralston.
So is politics over economics.
But you and I right now have a big stick of beat him over his shoulder. As a prime minister, you squander the money.
But in the care, my son can go and chat when I want to chat. So when we get back in the power, we're still in the power.
But still in the power and crashing the country?
Yeah, that's the point I'm telling you. Then put party over country. Then put politics over economics.
Wow.
What are we doing with the farmlands that we have in Jamaica, Ralston?
Idle and Busha grew up on him. You know what is agricultural exports for the first 8 months?
Talk to me.
52
Listen.
million. 52 million. 52 million in agricultural exports for the first
52 million in agricultural exports. So do you hear that?
8 months.
Was there a time when we were better than that?
Yeah, while the food import bill was almost 1.13 billion, the food and consumer goods import bill.
1.13 billion
US dollars.
Worth of food we bring into the country.
Yeah.
And we will sell 50 odd million, you say?
Yeah, man. 52 million.
52 million?
Yeah, man. That's what I'm telling you.
Yo, do you hear that? Yo, John, compare that the figure there.
Worth of food we bring into the country.
Yeah.
And we will sell 50 odd million, you say?
Yeah, man. 52 million.
52 million?
Yeah, man. That's what I'm telling you. Most of that.
My God.
Them attack. Them now have no figures. That's why them talk the rubbish like them attack. If them have the figures, they will be frightened.
Ralston, coffee. That Jamaica coffee is rated amongst the best in the world. Ginger, turmeric.
The man them never have road in the coffee here. Not even the road them never.
Sweet potato.
Yep.
Banana. Yam.
Yep.
Breadfruit. And you're saying that all we sold was 50 million.
$52 million.
$52 million we export in our food.
Yep.
Is it that the people of the country, Ralston, don't want to farm anymore? Because we can't just blame the country, the government, What about the people?
Government give them an incentive to farm. The farm roads, there's nothing the coffee man, them have road. No matter what we talk about the road, the rural farm road network in Jamaica is in a deplorable state. The farmers can't get no money from borrow from the banking system.
That is the next part now.
Only 10% of the country's arable land is irrigated. And the land that are irrigated, the government are selling them to them friends them to build a house they can't sell. So it's not just the people.
I tell you something else, and I ask you that question, but I'm going to tell you something. 2 years ago, I was the largest chicken farmer, broiler chicken.
Right.
I was the largest farmer of broiler chicken in the parish of Portland. I closed down the farm, and not one single solitary soul came to me and said, "Yo, what happened? Why you close the farm?"
Right. Precisely.
So nobody not interested.
No, because
rather not come to me and say, "What happened?" Because I don't want to believe that in a country that food security is not where it ought to be, and you have a man that raise 10,000 chicken in our parish, where the most any one person that raise, you'd have come to him and say, "What's the problem? Can we help?"
Yep.
But nobody cares.
There's no interest in that man.
I see the College of Agriculture put up one of those modern cube, and it took them about 3 years to get chicken in it.
All right.
What are we doing?
There's no interest in those things. That's the point I'm making. So we have to change the policy focus. The main policy focus now is debt reduction and trying to buy back the election. We have to change the focus to production for import substitution and export, which means that more of our resources will have to be devoted to productive things, training our people, building up our infrastructure, accelerating land reform, accelerating land titling, that kind of thing, changing energy policy. Those are the things that we have to do. The focus of the economy now must be on production. Yep. We have to switch focus.
We're going to another break on Styles and on Caribbean Radio. It's 10 o'clock. Not 10 o'clock, sorry, it's 9 o'clock. Caribbean Radio, Styles FM going to a break. Take the break, Jacko. Join us on the next side. Ralston. Energy. You spoke about energy a while ago. What has this government done for energy? Because the Prime Minister in 2016 promised us cheaper electricity. Right now, we are paying almost 50 cents US per kilowatt hour, up from about 20 cents.
We have the highest in the entire world. They haven't done nothing. Nothing.
Hold on, Ralph.
Highest in the entire flipping world, bro. What can go so?
What can go so? What can go so?
Brethren, we are paying highest amount of tax, cause of inflation, you know. We now get the services them required for you to pay so much tax. Our light bill are the highest in the world, brother. Eh? Me box covered now, sir. Hey, Bridget. Me say when me see this video, I say no, sir. Me have to come share this with the people. No, me have to come share it to them. Through all I struggles with the internet and everything, me still come share it to them. This is a joke. So wickedness.
Jamaicans have the highest energy cost in the entire world. That's why the manufacturer.
Jamaicans. Ralston Iman, the top financial analyst in Jamaica, barring none, just said to us that Jamaica have the highest electricity bill in the world. Talk to me, Ralston.
That's why Jamaican manufacturing can't compete not only in why I think we have this massive trade deficit. The cost of energy alone makes it difficult for Jamaica to compete in its own market, let alone in the export market. The cost of energy in Jamaica is very prohibitive. Ask any manufacturer, ask any businessman.
So this administration, that's another promise that this administration has failed on.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Mm-hmm.
Miserably.
Yeah, man. And once the energy cost is out of whack and the human capital is untrained, you can't compete because those are two big ticket items that is needed for competition globally. That is why we have these massive imports and very little exports because we're not competitive.
There's a brother in the chat room named Basil Israel. I want him respond to that. Basil, I'm looking for a response to that. The Prime Minister did promise cheaper electricity rate in 2016.
Because they know that is important to competition, but they haven't delivered.
So they have failed on that.
Yeah, man.
They have failed to deliver the 1.5 revenue neutral. They have failed us on sleeping with your doors and your windows open. They have failed on public transportation. They have failed on agriculture. They have failed on the economic.
He needs some milk.
How do you give this government a passing grade on Ralston Iman?
Well, that's why I'm telling you that I'm constantly critical about policy. The only thing that they have to show is the debt to GDP ratio is down to 70%. And they did that by sacrificing the entire human capital and infrastructure of the country. Unemployment rate is down to 3.6%, but at the same time, poverty is increasing. So overall, there's nothing to big them up for.
Somebody said they want to know why I closed the farm. I had a water problem. There was no water, portable water where I had the farm. When I started the farm, we had good water supply. That went down till I was buying water for $48,000 a load. And when the farm was full, a load of water could only serve me for 1 week.
What can go so?
So a man has spent $48,000 a week for water, you know.
What can go so?
So I couldn't continue the farm for the water chop, man.
No,
had to close it. So, Ralston, I am tearing out my hair. Because with all of this, and I don't want to leave Jamaica, but we have to do something to stay here.
Yeah, man.
I heard you talking to Julian this morning, and I know that anybody who going to craft the next budget in what, April? Is going to be a problem. Forecast that budget for me, Ralston.
Well, I mean, it is going to be a very difficult task, and that is why we need to explain to the people of Jamaica fully what is happening so that they know that it is not going to be any overnight fix. The next budget is going to be very tough. Right? We can't increase taxes, and you can't cut spending because the people need more spending. So it means, as I said before, we have to get the banks to get the interest rates down so that the cost of servicing the debt will fall. We have to use the savings from that and spend more on the country's infrastructure. Yeah, we have to change the procurement process. Right? So that is going to be very difficult. Yeah. So those are things that we have to do because remember, the government borrows a lot. So when the interest rates are high in the bank, it means that we have to spend more money to service the debt.
Yes.
Yeah, so we need a cut in the interest rates so it can reduce the cost of servicing the debt. So the government can use those resources, slow the pace of debt reduction, use the extra money to invest in things like healthcare and education, see that the place that we can mobilize more foreign investments, start to do some serious productions that the Bank of Jamaica not have to be in the market, mopping up so much liquidity, idle money, put it in the vault, put our resources to use for production and exports.
Whoa. So you hear the financial guru I go give us the breakdown of solutions what we need to turn things around, because there's still time to turn the economy around. Now, if Andrew honest them, him claim to say him is somebody who will take ideas, you know. So make we see if I'm gonna take this man idea and run with it and fix the economy and not try for us to win the election. Let us see. Let us see if he's gonna put the things in place from now. Make we see.
Yep. We have to improve confidence in the economy. So the whole about corruption and the whole about mix up with Prime Minister, them things have to stop.
Hear this? See it now?
Because all those things throw off investments and lead to a loss of investor confidence.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Wanna hear that?
We have to do some serious productions that the Bank of Jamaica not have to be in the market, mopping up so much liquidity, idle money, put it in the vault, put our resources to use for production and exports.
Whoa. People, wanna just make me know when thinking I come and